We back with another one, man. You know what I'm saying? We're not back with another one, but another one. Some more stuff is going on, man. And I want to start off first by saying R.I.P. to that man, young Scooter. You know what I'm saying? He comes from that. He comes from ATL. You know what I'm saying? Atlanta. He definitely started off. If you don't know, if you know, you know. But he came off of that mixtape era, man. When things like my mixtapes, um, what else was it out there, man? Ice cream tapes. You know what I'm saying? Um, man, it's so many. Let me see what else is out there, man. It's so many mixtapes sites that it used to be. Hold on, this one in particular. Hold on, let me see. Mixtape sites. It's crazy. It ain't like it used to be. Dat Piff, Spinrilla. You know what I'm saying? If you know, you know. He came from the live mixtapes. Live mixtapes. That used to be the shh. And if you know what I'm saying, familiar with Young Scooter, you remember that. Because I remember around that time when live mixtapes, especially, that was my favorite site. Live mixtapes to go to and get them free mixtapes to be able to download them. They're just like albums, banging music. And at that time, you know what I'm saying, when that boy Young Scooter was out there, they was what he was tied in with Gucci Man, motherfucking OJ the Juice Man. Who else? Who else? He was Walker Flock and then before when around the time when he was first kicking off. He came from that era right there, man. And he represented what Black Migo Gang. What they call Black Migo Gang, I guess out there in Atlanta. They got an area that they call Little Mexico. And that's I think on one of his interviews I saw him actually I guess around that area they'll wear the Mexican flags, you know what I'm saying? And on in the interview or something like that, that's him and the people in that area. That's what they had, Mexican flags. Because I guess the area, the hood, whatever you want to say that he's from, they call that Little Mexico. I don't know, but that's what old what's the name here represented, Young Scooter. That's what he represented, and the thing about it is he been doing his thing, man. But when he was popping, he was popping. I'll be honest with you. I hadn't really heard his name in a minute, really. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you could go and look, and I'm not sure if he has any of his latest music, but he does have a bunch of music that you can go check out. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, like I said, he come from that era, man. I used to download some of his mixtapes, like I say, off those sites, have it banging in my trunk, man. They used to have some banging ass mixtapes on them sites, man. And it's crazy, we hadn't really heard from him in a minute, and then when we do hear from him, this is what we ain't heard from him, but when we do, what I'm saying, hear about him, this is what we hear. You know what I'm saying, and that's crazy, man. I mean, I think what they say is like 39. Yeah, he wasn't, like one of these younger cats out here, in their 20s and stuff, and all that. No, no, no. He, been done his thing. If anything, he was probably in the spot of trying to, if he hadn't already, put some of them younger cats on. That's probably where he was about at with it in the game. You know what I'm saying? And it's just crazy for, to get this. It's not crazy, but it is crazy. Because like I say, yeah, I hadn't really heard much about him in a minute. And now to hear this, it's like, damn, you know. And right now, all bets off with this rap game right now. All bets off. You know what I'm saying? At this point, yeah, all bets off, man. Because You see, I mean, we're seeing what's happening. I mean, it's been like, man, I remember, I'll just say this. I remember it used to be a thing of back in the day, like people like Sam Cooke, Marvin Gaye, things like that. You heard about the stories of how they got shot and killed. And then there was this thing of where you were kind of told, where I know where I was kind of told that, hey, if you become too popular or a celebrity or something like that, a big singer, somebody might try to murk you just to be able to say that they're the ones who did it, type of stuff. And so, I know I kind of grew up with that in my mind and stuff like that. And, of course, the rap came along and things like that. And the rappers carried themselves with such a macho attitude and things like that. You didn't really really see nobody stepping to them. You know what I'm saying? But, I guess and it used to be all entertainment. It used to be the thing of you used to even hear a rapper saying, "No, no, man, I ain't doing. If I was doing all the stuff that I rapped about, I'd be either dead or in jail." You used to hear them say stuff like that. Now, on the other hand, that's just what's happening. I mean, I guess so. I guess they are people trying to live it and stuff now. But I just say that I'm not, because this seems like it's a whole different situation here. They're saying so far that young Scooter was killed by the police. Why hasn't necessarily, nobody hasn't put out a reason why. Right now, it looks like it's only speculation. But the people that were there, or somebody that was there, somebody, we're going to get a better understanding of what actually kicked off. You know what I'm saying? And in this rap game, I mean, it's crazy. When you think about in any other genres, people ain't getting smirked out like that. But if this was a situation where it was dealing with the police, who knows what was happening? They, putting it like that almost makes it seems like young Scooter was being uncooperative about something. Talking about the police shot him. I mean, why'd they shoot him? By saying that, it makes it seem like he was just too out of control, and they did it, and they had to do it. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I guess, it's crazy, being an entertainer, you get shot by the police, the people that's supposed to protect you. But I'm just saying that because we don't know what happened there. All we do see, you had Get Money Lil Ronnie, him and his daughter got killed, R.I.P. And I'm not even going to say, oh, this is because they're rappers. This is because they're entertainers. No, I think, these people are regular humans and they piss somebody off. You know what I'm saying? Or, and the person that they pissed off don't care about their celebrity status and who it's going to, hurt, offend, or even shock that they take them out. All they have is murder on their mind and an urge to get to that one person who's done something. I don't know what, but done something. But with these hits that they talking about now, like with the Get Money Lil Ronnie situation, they act like them boys paid. It was paid to do what they did. More will come out on that. We saw the situation with Mo3. You know what I'm saying? And for the longest, I'll be honest, I thought that shit. It was just behind a jealous boyfriend, a jealous baby daddy. Yellow them, made it, held it down for a couple of years. Until now, we see what's happening. The man locked up. He was locked up. Supposedly, I heard he made bail because they did lower his bail like to what, 750,000. So, 10%. I guess that's what, 75 grand that he needed to be able to get out this time. And it looks like somebody or he was able to post it and get the heck up out of there for a minute, right? But it's not over yet because now he's back out on the streets. And now, you know what I'm saying? It was different before then because he didn't really deny it, but he didn't address it. He didn't even acknowledge it. So you can't you couldn't really just jump the gun. Some people tried to, but you couldn't really just jump the gun. Now On the other hand, it's like this guy is almost caught red-handed because the dude who was supposedly did the shooting, well, now he's ready to talk. You know what I'm saying? He's ready to talk. I mean, and so the thing about that is, it was supposed to be a paid hit. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like, man, I'd say this now. I mean, like I say, young Scooter situation seems to be different. This doesn't seem to be. I mean, because I haven't heard that he was, unalived by just a regular person. That, like I say, talking about cops. But as far as the beef goes, because that's other than this situation here, possibly we got to figure out. We got to let more information come out. But other than this situation here, most of this stuff is like rap beef, and these rappers are really getting their hands dirty, trying to get another rapper taken out. Like it's not making no sense at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like this is my message, my word to the rappers. At this point in the game, you might as well fake rap beef. You might as well fake rap beef. There's no point. You don't owe a real live rap beef to anyone. You know what I'm saying? Rappers out there, you don't owe a real live rap beef to anyone. You don't owe it to none of us. We're supposed to be messing with you for your music, not how who your enemies are. I mean, I don't know where this has become off for these grown people to have to prove something to the people in the comment sections. Because that's all you're doing is reading comments, seeing what they're saying. They're daring you. They're they're doubting you that you'll do anything. They're pumping you up. They're instigating, saying, "Ooh, you gonna let him do that? Ooh, you gonna let him do that?" Then boom, soon as you don't let them do that, and you actually do something, the same people in the comments turn into investigators. So they're having I guess like the saying, they're having their cake and eating it too, which I may be saying it wrong, but you know what I'm saying though. It's like they're having their cake and eating it too, because they're instigating it. They're riling you guys up. You guys are supposed to have some pretty decent money and a career. They're riling you guys up, and then you respond to please them, in which it doesn't really matter because a lot of these people, lives are crappy anyway. So I mean, it's who you really make, who you proving anything to. You know what I'm saying? You're screwing up your career. You might as well do scripts like WWE. Rappers might as well do scripts like like WWE. Fake it. You know what? And when you see each other, if you want to cook up a nice little fake brawl, maybe even tap each other a little bit, make it look real. You might as well rehearse it and everything. You guys might as well still be friends. To you rappers out there calling yourselves beefing, if you ain't, which it doesn't look like it, you guys might as well still be friends and orchestrate how on the low. Be friends on the low, hanging out at each other's house on the low, plotting up how to rehearsing actually the next. Act like you ran into each other somewhere in public and act like it was a real beef or something like that. But have like security on deck and shit like that, just to, in case any people come over thinking it's too real. Get your bitch ass on. Hold on, this is an act. You might as well just save your career, your lives, and all this kind of stuff. Because what's the point? What's the point of being serious? It doesn't pay off. It doesn't pay off from what I've come to see, man. From the Julio Fulios to the Youngin Aces, like what's the point of? But I guess maybe their beef was other than through the internet, but then a lot of it still was on the net. I say if you guys are really out there, got careers off this rapping, getting money, you guys might as well plot together how to cook up the beef. That's all I'm saying, and I wouldn't care a bit. I really wouldn't. I wouldn't care one bit if the beef was fake or not. Because you have nothing to prove to me. we're just watching a bunch of rap careers go stagnant. We're not about to, unless Beezy still putting out some, unless he got out on bail, went straight to the studio just to drop whatever he could drop before he have to really go to that court case and end up getting locked up again or something like that. He might as, you know, um, that's what, that's other than that. I mean, which I doubt if he's done, which you never know. But I'm just saying, it's pointless. It's just pointless, man. It's just pointless. Um, and I could go on and on with it, man. You know what I'm saying? I definitely want to say RIP to that boy, Young Scooter. Like I say, man, I know I've been a fan of him. Playing a lot of his throwback shit, man. And it's and he's a regular human being. He's a regular human being that he is, right? You know, and stuff happens to all stuff happens all the time to people, man. It's just kind of surprising when you somebody who you hadn't heard music from in a good minute, or even I haven't heard him. Nobody even bring him up in a minute. Let's be honest. But when I saw it, I'm like, oh damn, I knew exactly who it was. Like I say, back in them times when OJ the Juice Man was popping. You know what I'm saying? Let me see, Big Hit. What up, man? I'm over here, man. I'm on YouTube with it, man. Talking about this situation with this boy, rapper named Young Scooter, man. You know what I'm saying? He just got killed out there in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? So I've been doing my little take on that, man, for the people. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Like I say, man, how can I put it, man? It's too much of it going on right now. That's all I can say. It's just too much of it. Every time you turn around now, man, it's a rapper being killed. You know what I'm saying? Every time you turn around now, it's a rapper being killed. Like I say, no other genre is going through it. Like that. Um, and it's like I say, it's not no conspiracy or none of that stuff. It's no funny business. I don't feel like if this was the police, for example, that did it, I don't necessarily feel like, oh, okay, we're gonna kill we're gonna kill young, we're gonna unalive young Scooter. You know what I'm saying? I don't think what I'm trying to say is I don't think whoever did that, I don't think they knew who he was. You know, um, what is it though? Is it rappers going out in public just being reckless, taking chances? I mean, what's really going on right now, man? I know now if it's personal beef, it's personal beef, you know, and that's what we've seen kind of carry on with the Get Money Lil Ronnies, with the Mo threes, with the Julio Fulios, and them. Seemed like that was personal beef from the jump, anyway. You know, but as well, hold on, I forgot that boy Sauce Walker. But the thing with Sauce too is he wasn't a target. It was a dude Say So P, and they're kind of trying to, say that Say So P either done some things or he done pissed some people off, and they knew his low. They knew his where he was at, and they pulled up and did what they did. And so a little more info's coming out about that. I've been seeing certain little pictures here and there acting like they are aware of who the killer was, and there's photos floating, but nowadays people be posting photos of anybody talking about these are the people who did it and stuff. I've been seeing a few different photos, but there's one photo that I'm kind of consistently seeing that I think may have, that may be it. That may be, what they talking about. That may be what they want right there. So I think they said that the car that they pulled up in that Sauce Walker hit, it was stolen, things like that. You know, I don't feel like necessarily like it's open season on rappers though. You know what I'm saying? I don't necessarily feel like it's open season on rappers. I just feel like the certain people who are rappers just so happen to be getting themselves into some shit. I guess some stuff worse enough, bad enough for trigger play. You know, that's what it seemed like to me, man. I don't think it's open season on rappers, but I think some of the people who are rappers are, boy, just being a little reckless. People, they're being a little reckless. And like I say, in this Scooter situation, if it was 5-0, I'm about to, let me see something. Because if it was 5-0, man, let me see. What was he sacrificed? Man, hell, no, I don't believe he was sacrificed. No, I'm not somebody who believe all that sacrifice stuff. No, Illuminati, and I don't believe that. Now, do I believe there's a certain group of people who have some kind of power in entertainment who might be on a little bit of bull crap as far as what they want you to go through to, you know, get fame? Yeah, slightly. But nothing like magical, like some Illuminati and all this sacrifice stuff. Like, nah, I don't feel like, who the hell sacrificed him? If the police shot him, I mean, there's a reason for that. Atlanta, the Black Hollywood, why not? Well, I mean, yeah, well, you could say that and everything, but I mean, I don't, young Scooter, like I was just saying earlier, I ain't heard nobody mention young Scooter name in a grip. Future. What about Future? Future did it, man. What Future gonna get out of? What is Future gonna get out of sacrificing young Scooter? Young Scooter was popping in around like 2010, off of those mixtape sites. He kind of missed the wave of all, like, how these younger cats were running around and stuff like that. Scooter is damn near 40 years old. I mean, let me see. He was significant to. He was signed to free bands. Yeah, he was signed to free bands, but he wasn't. People. Yeah, I don't believe that sacrifice. So what did they even get nothing out of it? Now, I'll believe it more if it's the top damn rapper right now. You know what I mean? I'll believe that more. Like they're trying to say that all Sauce Walker, he might have sacrificed that Say So P dude. How did he sacrifice him when they literally got people who's wanted Say So P head on account of what Say So P did? You know what I mean? Oh man, that talk don't make sense to me. Like, what the hell could like, I don't see Nathan. I see nothing young. I mean, I see nothing Future would get out of sacrificing young Scooter. Nobody mentions him anymore. You know what I'm saying? Nobody, respectfully though, nobody mentions young Scooter anymore. You know? So, but to answer that, yeah, nah, I don't think it was no sacrifice. But I do want to know if it was the police. I want to know why. That's all. I would like to know why, because right now the way they're telling it, it kind of makes it seem like young Scooter was in some kind of situation, some kind of altercation, and he was being what you want to call it, he was being a little wild or something, and I can't think of the word I'm looking for. Uncooperative. He was being uncooperative or something, and he wouldn't listen, and he damn near was trying to come at the damn policeman, and they shot him. Boss lady, what up, what up, what up? Appreciate it. Over here on YouTube, talking about this situation with young Scooter, man. ATL rapper, just, ain't been too long, supposedly unalived. You know what I'm saying? I had to tap in on it. But, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, like I say, I don't believe the sacrifice stuff. I feel like when the people come, it's for a reason. That's almost like that type of talk is like saying, "Oh, Tupac is still alive." You know what I'm saying? That sacrificial talk, the Illuminati talk. That's like saying to me, that's like you trying to say that Pac is still alive. That's that type of talk of saying, "Oh, Elvis is still alive." You know what I'm saying? When it's like, no, they really had to go. You know what I'm saying? They really got up out of here. It's not fake. They were just human. And what happened to him happened. You know, so, but all I'm saying though, man, at this point, if it was the police, I wonder why. Um, then just the scenarios that comes to my mind before knowing what happened, then it makes me wonder, did that boy young Scooter, did he catch, like, was it a stray bullet? Like, was it something going on at the police, you know what I'm saying, some kind of shit going on with the police anyway, and with somebody else that they were on, and they just so happened to have to shoot, and he was just so happened, you know, to catch the bullet or something, you know. And if that's the case, that's really screwed up. You know, that's really screwed up. You know, or was it a situation where they're trying to get him to freeze or something like that? And they say it was his birthday. Supposedly it was his birthday. So was it a situation where they telling him to freeze and he didn't put his hands up? He started reaching. Like I say, of course the police didn't know who he was. You know what I'm saying? And is it a thing where he started reaching or something like that? Because you know when the police tell you to freeze and all that stuff, put your hands up, reach this way, you get to digging around. You know what I mean? You gambling with your life, and they'll pop, they'll shoot. You know, because they don't know if if you're gonna bust or not. You know, and some of them a little too spooked to take too many chances of letting you be digging around in your pockets because ain't no telling what you might come out with. So was it a situation like that? You know, but like I say, most likely the cops that did it, if that's the case, they didn't know who he was. They didn't know who he was. And like I say, it's not open. I don't feel like it's open season on rappers. I don't just because of the situation with Get Money, Lil Ronnie, just because of the situation with Sauce Walker, them, just because of the situation with this guy now, Yellow Beezy and Mo3. I mean, we all, when you think about it, it was all for a reason. They just so happen to be rappers. But I just go back to saying that, hey, in this rap game, man, to you rappers out there, you might as well fake the funk. You might as well fake the funk. In WWE, the beef out. WWE, the beef out. I'll be damned. You catch me trying to get into a real rap beef. You know what I'm saying? If I was a rapper like that, I wouldn't want to be in no real rap beef. Not right now. The way it's going now, nah. Back in the day, well, hell, back in the day, just like Kendrick and them did it. You see that, and now one thing too is like we have like sore losers in this rap game. You know, like with Drake, him and Kendrick Lamar and Drake. You see what happened? That boy K Dot, you know what I'm saying, ate him up on the mic. What Drake do? He got sour. Yeah, beef started happening. Now you get, Canadian people mad, and what else happened? And then now he went down a lawsuit. You know what I'm saying? Used to be a rap beef kickoff. It was a lyrical thing. Now, of course, if they saw each other, okay, could have possibly, depending on who the people are and the level of the beef, you know what I'm saying? But now, hell, like I say, we saw it with the Drake. It's like it's not a sparring sport no more. Because if you embarrass, nowadays, because of social media too, nowadays, the rapper get embarrassed because they get embarrassed. It's easy to get embarrassed now with social media and all that. And they get embarrassed, take a L. Like I say, they're bitter, and that can lead to real life problems now. The rap beefs don't even kick off like they used to. Why didn't Yella and Mo3 just keep making songs dissing each other or something? You know what I'm saying? People were listening to both. People listen to both sides. That's the good thing about it. If you fake beef, people are going to continue to listen. Now, I'll just give a quick example because, of course, you know what I'm saying, speaking on young Scooter, but hell, everything is so many damn days apart. You might as well just talk about this whole rap game and the way it's The guns are blazing right now. You know what I'm saying? We might as well just talk about it. I mean, and like I said, why didn't they just rap beef? Everybody would have listened, because after they did what they did, it was just more like, oh, y'all really did that shit. Oh, y'all took them. And now the Dallas rap scene ain't what it was. Let's be honest here. If you know, you know. If you don't, let me tell you. But yeah, right now the Dallas rap scene ain't what it was. And I don't know if you can ever. I'm gonna say this. Dallas rap scene. Dallas had a hell of a moment in this rap game, and I thought there was potential to be able to get it back. You know what I'm saying? Dallas had one hell of a moment. Dallas actually had a moment in rap I had never seen, to the point where, as far as the Texas rap game, Houston always had it. You know what I'm saying? Houston had always had it. But shoot, when them Go Yayos, Trap Boy Freddy's, Mo Threes, Yellow Beezies, Get Money Lil Ronnies, when that whole generation kicked off, when the Say Cheese is all this, man, Dallas had it. We got to be honest. Dallas had it, man. They really had the ball in their motherfucking hands. You know what I'm saying? And it was a moment because everybody was getting on. Everybody was getting on. It was a moment that I'd seen it before. I had seen it before because I grew up in the Bay Area. You know what I'm saying? And I remember, I know what it looked like when your area get on. You know what I'm saying? I know what it looked like. You know what I'm saying? Everybody start getting them deals. All eyes on this area here. All you coming up out of that area. Chicago had a moment like that. We saw it. Chicago had a moment like that. Well, now the people who came up in that moment, that's who we know, like the Chief Keefs, the King Yellas. That's how he's able to do what he does. Because he came out of that era when Chicago had it for a second. It's like, if you come up out of Chicago, you saw them boys getting deals, getting recognized, all that kind of stuff. Kind of almost the same thing happened. You see, and that's what I say, I've seen this before. The same thing happened. You see it. Lil Durk, he's locked up right now. Probably the biggest one out of Chicago. Smart one, that everybody say anyway, Chief Keef, because he's still out there. King Yella, he's still out there, you know what I'm saying? But so many cats that got wiped. You know what I'm saying? So many cats from that era that got wiped. And, you got King Lil J or whatever, but, well, at this point in the game, sheesh. I mean, we got to seeing him with the dude in jail sitting on his lap and all that, so I don't know where things going with that. But that's what I'm saying. We seen all that. We seen that era when whoever was from Chicago almost was getting on and getting a deal. That's how Dallas had it for a second. Dallas, Fort Worth. That's how they had it for a second. Already. But that's how Dallas had it for a second, you know what I'm saying? To the point where you coming up out of DFW, it was a little more easier to get noticed in that time. Oh, I'm on YouTube with it too. Talking about Young Scooter, R.I.P. You know what I'm saying? He ain't been too long, got into a situation, where he's no longer with us, supposedly due to the police shooting, something like that. But, yeah, Dallas had it for that second though, man. Can Dallas get it back? It's too hot right now. That's the thing about it, is what I've come to see. I thought for a second, I thought to myself, I said, you know what? Dallas can probably. I saw that thing with Zillionaire Doe. I thought for a second, I'm like, okay, well, that's okay. They talk about New Dallas. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And it sounded a little promising. We seen that video with Yo Gotti go to Dallas, sign that boy Zillionaire Doe. It was looking good. Then supposedly the feds went back, hit the whole neighborhood, all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. That's just kind of slimmed down now. It's not as hot news as it was. They say Yo Gotti supposedly want to open up a CMG office in Dallas, though. I mean, there's a lot of talent there. See that? So it's still got the potential, right? But right now, it's still funky. Still too much bloodshed. And if you're affiliated with any of them people who's into the shit during those times, it might not be good for you. I'll give you a quick example of that. Lil Boosie. When Boosie, after he went there to Dallas after Mo3 got killed, and he was, paying his respects basically, he went to this place, this shopping area in South Dallas. So they actually shot at him. I don't know who. I guess with this Yellow Beezy case coming up, maybe we'll get some answers on, who really was behind that part and why. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, fired off on Boosie, hit him in the leg. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. So I mean, this is what's going on. You know what I'm saying? This is what's going on, and so that's what I'm trying to say. It's blood, too much bloodshed. Behind Get Money, Lil Ronnie now. That boy Go Yayo, he supposedly about to get out here sometime soon. I saw somebody post and said, you might as well get up out of Dallas, man. I'm not in Dallas, but they just saying in general, you might as well get up out of Dallas because it's funky right now. And I believe it. I believe, especially if you're trying to be some kind of rapper out there and you got ties to certain stuff. Yeah. If somebody done something and you cool with them, they can't get to them, but they know it'll hurt if they could get to you. You kind of own that right now. Like I say, I don't know when they did what they did to get Lil Ronnie, if he actually physically had hurt somebody, or they did that on account of beefing with Go Yayo them, and they saw him, Yayo locked up. You know what I'm saying? And boom, because they was into some kind of, them hood fame dudes, they was into some kind of something. So it was into some kind of beef, man. Out there in the DFW, Fort Worth in particular. They was into some kind of beef. And that's how them boys moving the way they moved. And I'm pretty sure it ain't over. Huh? I'm pretty sure it ain't over. So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, so that's what I'm trying to say. I don't Dallas right now. I don't know. You keep going though. But it's funky right now. It is very funky right now. So what they had and where it was going, I don't think they could get that back right yet. Not just yet. Can they get it back though? Yeah, they can get it back, but not just yet. Everything is still, the streets are too hot. Streets too hot right now. You know what I'm saying? And you tied in with some people who done piss somebody off, you're screwed. You know what I'm saying? So, but RIP to all the rappers though so far, man, in this game, man, who done lost their lives. Thing about it is, not all of it was rap beef. You know what I'm saying? Some of it is personal beef. You know what I'm talking about? No, it's a train coming through. That's what he's barking at. I don't know if y'all could hear it, but it's a train coming through. But yeah. So like I say, with the young Scooter situation, I don't think it was a beef thing. From what the way, like I'm saying, I've just heard so little. Let me see something real quick. I just want to see if there's any info on what happened. I'm just trying to see if there's any info on what happened, man. And it's not really. It's not. So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, more by tomorrow. I'm going to say this. By tonight, Let me see, what time is it now? I'm gonna give it to about by midnight tonight, into tomorrow. We're gonna hear exactly what happened. You know what I'm saying? If it was police, we're gonna hear about it. We're gonna hear about why. Because if it was police, it's too easy to tell us why. You know what I'm saying? It's too easy to tell us why if it was the police. Um, yeah. But yeah, that's all. Yeah, that's all I'm seeing is that he got unalived. Nobody knows why yet. You know, um, and that's crazy though. But man, like I say, I could go on and on about this stuff, man. But I will say this again, like I say again, I don't feel like it's open season on rappers. I don't think nobody's sitting up there literally saying, "Oh, this person's a rapper, so that's why I'm gonna do this." I don't think that's the case. I think, well, like I said already, it's just people who happen to be rappers that are out here being reckless, some kind of way. Now, with Scooter, I'm not saying he was being reckless. If it was police, I'm wondering if it was, did he pull out a gun? Did he? But we said that at the same time. You see that? Did he? That's what I'm looking now. I'm like, damn. Did he pull out a gun? Because I'm looking at this little clip here, and it makes me wonder. That's what I was just saying too. Like, I wonder if it was a situation where he was dealing with the police, and either he pulled out a gun, they drew down on him, and then he pulled out a gun trying to run away and bust. I mean, or was it a stray? Nobody really knows yet exactly. I haven't really got any word of. I think everybody that knows about this is just trying to figure out like why. If it's the police, then why? Was he being reckless and actually tried to act like he was reaching for a gun? Show the clip. There is no clip, not yet. I'm pretty sure. As more come out, they're going to get hold of cameras from the certain businesses that are around, and then we'll probably see, like everything else, just like with the Get Money Lil Ronnie, they found a video and we saw him run across, we saw how that went down with Sauce Walker. Now there's cameras everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So when these people do stuff, it don't come out right then and there, but somebody ends up getting hold of the footage and they put it out. Right now I don't see any footage, but it's coming. I can guarantee you it's coming, and an explanation is coming too. Because when you're dealing with the police, unless it was a stray that was meant for someone else, I wonder, was he just being a little reckless and try, you think if he didn't have a hit song and could have been going through depression, you think, well, hell, you never know on that type of situation. You never know. Shit, he may have been depressed because, like I was just saying to somebody, I hadn't heard anything from or I hadn't heard nobody mention Young Scooter in a minute, because his era when he was dropping them mixtapes, it was his era was the mixtape era, and that's the thing about it, I guess too. Sometimes we have our golden moments, and we might not want to accept that was our golden moment. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm saying, like he missed the era of what's going on now with these youngsters out here. Yeah, you smell me? 2000, around those 2013, 12, 13, 11, when the mixtape sites was booming. When, you know what I'm saying, you go on there, you get, download as many mixtapes as you wanted, from live mixtapes, all that. If you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? Since 2014, yeah. So I mean, that was his era when I was up on his music, and that's who I was playing him, along with all them Atlanta cats. 2000, you know what I'm saying? You know what it is. Yeah, was cranking. I'm telling you, Dat Piff, Spinrilla, live mixtapes. Live mixtapes was my Live mixtapes was my go-to, man. Because every time every time an artist would, every time the artist would drop a new mixtape, Live mixtapes gonna have that bad boy. You know what I'm saying? Why they killed Scooter? That's what everybody trying to figure out now. You know what I'm saying? So it's speculation going on because one thing about it, which that's your nigga. Yeah, hey, what man? I didn't know him, but he had some damn good slaps back in the days when he was dropping all them mixtapes and stuff. Man, shit, he had my trunk rattling. I haven't had an MP3 player. I'm telling you, those were them days, man, when you could load your stuff, but you can still load it up now. But that's when you was able to get it right off the websites, and they had all the newest music out there. You know what I'm saying? But right now, they're saying that the police killed him, well, unalived him. That's what they're saying. Um, my thing is, well, if the police did it, they must have either felt threatened or was it a stray for somebody else and he was just in the way. I'm looking, I don't know though. That makes me wonder if he was like resisting and then he pulled out the strap and started trying to blow back at him or something. Future were killing it back in the day. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. That was his moment, really. That was his moment. That when around them times in them early 2000s, in the early 2000 teens, 2010 on up type stuff. Oh yeah, yeah. He was in the mix. He was definitely in my playlist in the whip. Like I said, I had Bang in the trunk then. Oh yeah, I was slapping that stuff, man. Gucci, OJ the Juice Man, Slim Duncan, Young Scooters. I could go on and on around that time, man. Drug dealers were getting ripped off in the streets fast. What you mean, man? Because it was, man, that was when the game was still the game. That's when the game was still kind of cranking. You know, nowadays, fool, if a motherfucker got some in the game right now, I'm shocked my damn self. Like what? You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm a little shocked now because now I know it's so much shit out on the market now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the game ain't what it was. You can't really just post on no blocks no more. Those were them days when the ending times of you being able to post on the block. You know what I'm saying? We had whips with exactly. That's what I'm saying. I had the big body old school with the bang in it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm sitting up there playing. That's when I, had the young scooters in my deck. Literally the physical CDs. Literally the physical CDs. You know what I'm saying? Banging. Banging, fool. I mean, but that's the era that young scooter definitely represents, man. I'm pretty sure a lot of the youngsters out there, because like I said, he's 39. I guess he was celebrating his 39th birthday when this happened. And so, I mean, like I say, a lot of the younger cats probably wouldn't necessarily know, but hey, I'm around his age, so I know. Now you can get in trouble for listening to loud music. You see what's going on, don't you? But you know what? But I can't think of a time when you couldn't really though. I'll be honest. I can't think of a time when you couldn't get in trouble for playing loud music. You know what I'm saying? Because I know people who still got bang in their stuff and they'll pull up to a gas station in a minute. You know what I'm saying? Still. Like we in them early 2000s and stuff. Bang. Still banging. And it makes me say, damn, I want some bang again. I'll bang again. I ain't gonna lie. I will bang again. I'll put some slap in the trunk one more time. Or a few more times. They coming for all of us. Be aware, them people head tapping us. Huh? Would you say they head tapping us, huh? Well, I hear you on that. I hear you on that. I mean, when haven't they been though? When haven't they been? I remember times full of getting just pulled over in my car just for nothing. Just because it had tinted windows or something. May have had some rims or something. Let me see. Some cities have low employment for police officers. Have low employment? What you mean low employment? Like a lot of people don't want to become cops, or but but yeah, man, yeah, man. It's a trip, man. It's a trip out here though, man. Um I once again RIP to that man. But one thing I will say nowadays with these rappers, we say I'm in Canada and it's bad here too. And we Canadian can bear arms. They have us like the UK. Let me see. It's here too. We can't bear arms. Oh, okay. They have they have no clue where they're at. Yeah. One thing I'll say, I'm in Texas, and I'm pretty sure y'all might know how the laws is with that over here. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. But one thing I will say though, man, I don't feel like it's open season on rappers, but now, fool, you just all you gotta do, man, is just cut your computer on, open up your social media, and you finding out that a rapper that you knew of, familiar of, and everything, then got shot and killed. That happens. You don't always hear. One thing about it, I'll say too, man. What is it about that? Rappers tend to always get popped. A bunch of Canadian been moving to Texas. Hopefully, I can move there too, huh? Gotcha. But that's one thing about it, though. I bet you can add up the most, the most common reasons for death with rappers. I bet you can kind of add all that up together, and I feel like it's going to be majority gunfire, and that's so weird. But I guess it's because the lifestyle a lot of them are rapping about, they really do try to live it and trying to really live that kind of life. You know, that's what's going to happen. Drugs and shootouts. I'm telling you, man. But then again, there's the thing of, well, hell, a lot of the rappers were already in the streets doing this and that and that and this before they became a rapper. They was in the streets, they made money, then they decided to invest and become a rapper. And then they started making a little money, then they started doing it full time. But they still got trash on the outside of that haven't been taken out. And so that trash takes them out. You know what I'm saying? It takes them out. You know what I'm saying? And then we find out about it. All we know is just, hey, oh, little so and so got killed, got unalived. That's how we get it. That's how we receive it. They've been and pissed somebody off before they became a rapper. Yeah. Let me see. To be honest, not to get deep, but it's a bigger scale problem. It's the degeneracy of the West. That's why everybody and everything crumbling, huh? Well, I hear you on that in a way. I hear you on that. I mean, well, as far as America, let me see. When you find out that you're not in charge of your life. Would you say what happens when you find out you're not in charge of your life? And why was that deleted? North America, and I mean, Yeah. But yeah, somebody just put, what happens when you find out you're not in charge of your life? Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, what do you do, right? You figure out who is in charge. Well, if I'm not, who the fuck is? And me and that person, oh, I'm about to get on some sneaky shit. I damn it, I'm about to mask up and, I mean, it's about to be some shit here. I don't know who's in control again. But yeah, yeah, man. Like I was saying, though, it's crazy out here though. But it's almost a thing of to each his own, because for every action there's a reaction. You know, that's what's killing us off. What's killing us off? Free band gang already. Already. That's what's killing us off. What's killing us off? The degeneracy? I mean, what are you talking about? Because you deleted that, I don't know, for some reason it was retracted. I didn't get the chance to see exactly what you were talking about on that. But yeah, you know, and I mean, like I say, these are just situations. But I was just saying that. I guess my thing. I was just saying though is that if you look it up, well, not look it up, but if you realize that the most common way rappers, you know, get unalived is by gunfire, and I guess it's just because of the things they rap about and the things they probably really are tied into, associated with, and they probably really have done some stuff before they became a celebrity that everyone loves, you know. So, what's in charge of your life? Hell, if I'm not in charge of my life, I need to know who is. I need to know who is. Now, I don't. Who's in charge of little young Scooter's life then? You know, who is in charge of young Scooter's life? You know, because it's, you know, from what they're saying, you know, the way it seems, just like he got killed by the police. We know most, unless it was a stray bullet meant for somebody else, we usually know why the police gonna bust. And it's usually because they thought somebody had a gun and was gonna shoot at them, you know. So, but yeah, man. But you know, like I say, man, it's a crazy situation. R.I.P. to that boy, young Scooter, man. You know, gotta say that again, man. You know, I definitely enjoyed the music that he did put out in those times when he, you know, was dropping them mixtapes like that. You know, it's very unfortunate though that that's the way. Even if it's not rap beef, you know, or even if it is rap beef, that's the way a lot of rappers just so have. And I think that's what it is too, man. I mean, because you know, death is one thing, right? But it's another thing when someone takes your life, right? Versus you going just through natural causes, like who is somebody? Hmm. For example, Rich Homie Quan. You know what I'm saying? He, you know, nobody didn't, you know, unalive him. He just, you know, he was sick, and he may not have felt sick in the moment, but you know, whatever he was going through took him out. You know, man, whatever he was going through took him out, man. And so, you know, but I think it's that, I'll say that's probably even more a shocker. Okay, let's just say that. But it's so quick always that we turn around and the rapper's getting shot and killed. That's all. Shot and unalive. That's all, man. You know. But you know, like I say, man, and it go like, you know, we're seeing this in real time, man. I'm gonna just count this off real quick so far. So it started. Really, this is where it seemed like this is where it started, man. Get Money, Lil Ronnie. Here recently, anyway, because you know you got Julio, Fulio, and you know all them and stuff. But then Get Money Lil Ronnie started with. After that, who was it after that? Pretty much like Sauce Walker, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I know I'm probably missing. It's somebody I'm missing, I know, but yeah, the shooting with Sauce Walker, and all of a sudden, really, they Get Money Lil Ronnie case. It seemed like this kind of lit shit on fire. After that, they dragged little young Yellow Beezy off in there, and man, the truth, let the truth be told. I dang it, you know what I'm saying? And now, and now it's just happening. You know, it was a Street Lottery was Scooter best mixtape. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. I remember. See, I remember that one. I remember that. That's what I'm saying. Go back and look at the date on that. That was his era, man. That was when he had it. Really though. That era right there is what made me know who Young Scooter was. You know, and I can't talk about him without talking about that era because that's what he. That's a moment that's not really discussed right now. But you know, a lot of the people who was cracking in that era, it's a lot of them I don't see anymore. There's a lot of them I don't see anymore who's cracking in that era. Like I get real quick, OJ the Juice Man, he's not, in that era, boy, he was on fire. Them tapes he was dropping was slapping. Stay out the way. All we can do, that's all you can do, man. That tape was slapped. Them tapes were slapping from OJ the Juice Man. He can't really. It don't seem like he can't really make a comeback right now, man. You know, and then it's just a shame too that sometimes nobody really cares, or you're not really even mentioned or talked about until you're gone. You know what I'm saying? Now we're all gonna salute Scooter. You know, while he was here, like I said, I hadn't heard nobody mention his name. You know, so you know what I'm saying. But I had to get on here and definitely talk about those moments though, man. OJ got new. That's what I'm saying. And would say OJ got new shit, but it just stay. It's not. He's not what it. It's not what it was. It's not what it was, man. You know. He. I'll just put it like this. I'm not saying it's not banging because I haven't really listened to none of OJ's new stuff. Now that you said that, though, I am going to go and listen to some of OJ new stuff just to see what he got. But what I'm trying to say is that in those moments of the mixtapes dropping, OJ was the shh. That boy right there had my trunk wanging, putting in some OJ the Juice Man. You know, Young Scooter had my trunk wanging, putting in one of his mixtapes. So, you know what I'm saying. But like I say, I couldn't speak on Scooter without talking about that era, that mixtape era, because that's where I know him from, man. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't going, you know what I'm saying? I could go on and on. I can go on and on about this, man, but I will be tapping back in, man, with most stuff, man, whatever happens. We gonna listen, we gonna get deep, man. If y'all not subscribed, you know what I'm saying? Definitely subscribe, man, because we gonna get deep, man. You know what I'm saying? As Mo opens up and we find out Mo of what happened. 'Cause like I say, with the way making it seem, it's almost like Scooter was resistant or something. If 5-0 shot him, it's like they made the scenario that plays in my mind is that he was resisting, where he tried to grab a gun and bust back at the 5-0 and they drew down on him or something. What else could it have been? Other than a stray bullet that was meant for somebody else that was into some shit with the police. There's no answers yet, though. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely had to speak on it, man. You know, like I say, man, if you're not subscribed, tap in, man, because I'm one of them ones, man. We gonna when we talk about it, man, we gonna talk about where the shit started from, man. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, if y'all know that, if y'all know Young Scooter, man, y'all know about that mixtape era when he came out, when he was dropping. Go back and listen to some of Young Scooter, man. Another one over here at Game Chopping TV, man. Y'all tap in, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, comment, and subscribe, all that. Because what we doing, man, we chopping this game over here, man.